Hello, it's me again. I'm back with another one of these Call of the Night videos. I won't be surprised if I continue to make more as it airs weekly, but we'll see what other ideas I can come up with. I just gotta say that the sound design, maybe it was like this in season 1 too. I'd have to rewatch it to really get a feel for it, but just the sound design in the first even just 3 episodes is so gripping, and I feel like it really contributes to like the horror vibe. There's a scene in episode 2 I want to talk about, and there's a scene in episode 3 that I will start with, and it's with the vampire hunter girl. First of all, the episode opens with the scene where she's got the lighter, and every cuts on the sound of the lighter opening and closing, and there's so much information conveyed in just a little, like, maybe 10-20 second snippet, like cutting to the dead person and then like the ashes, and just it's so good. And then immediately going right into the opening, which I talked about last week, and how there's some connection between her and Nazuna, and this seems to also be tied into that. The opening also has that same thing where it cuts on the beat a lot, and that's a really good transition, I think, and it really sets the tone for the episode. And then it cuts back to her with the lighter to like start the next scene, and she's like framed with this like really bright orange light in the background where she's like half silhouette, but you can still make out her face and like the smoke trail of the cigarette. She is insane, and I love her. I need more of her. I feel like Anko has got to be the character with the most aura in this series, and I didn't even realize in the last episode that she was wearing Akkun's glasses. And so then, I was just like, oh, haha, she's iconic, she's being silly, the pose she had and the crazy eyes, but it's like, no, actually, that was set up for this scene. Just in a flash, she's there. Ko hasn't even finished his sentence, and like the way it just like slows down, and kind of the visually you got like the blurs on the side, just all of the posing, and the storyboards are really good. The shot of her taking the glasses off, the cutting back and forth between the eyes, Akkun gasping for air. It's such a visceral scene, and the little like motion blurs that they add into it as well are really cool. And then, she stabs him a lot, and have I mentioned that she's hot? The voice acting for the characters, all of them, is so great. I like voice acting, but I don't really know how to like break it down in a video like this. And I just love her energy, the body language, that like she's fighting people off without even really having to look at them. Like Ko just eats an elbow while she's in the middle of talking to Mahiru. And I really like what they do with the flashing colors as well. When Kikyo flies in, like looking at it like frame by frame, they've got like all these like flashing lights, or like the colors invert. Not every frame is like a different color or a blur or something, but it's like almost every frame is something different. And like the motion blur of her like thrusting out at Anko, and the fact that it's like all blurred and the flashing lights, it just makes it feel so much faster. And also I like the pretty colors, so and it just, it makes the whole sequence feel really quick, and it's like, oh, there are these really strong forces duking it out here, the vampires and the vampire hunter. I feel like this series is quickly becoming just an all-time favorite for me. There are scenes in it that I can just like picture the manga also looking just gorgeous, like that scene with Kikyo and Akkun, and they're like floating in the sky, and you've got like the purple and the yellow. Like, I definitely have read a little bit of the manga, and I know that the way it uses black and white looks pretty cool at times, but I have to read more of it. But I can just picture how this panel would look, and it's probably gorgeous. Is that a substantial, like, claim? I don't know. I don't care. Am I just saying shit? Absolutely. The background music is just great. It's a vibe, but I don't really know how to elaborate. I had a little less to say about the sound design in that one, but the scene from episode 2 with Mahiru's, like, the girl with him who turns out to be a vampire. I love the, like, the little bits of, like, distortion or just, like, white noise. And it's, like, also matched with... It's another scene where things cut very fast. Even if it's, like, cutting between repeat shots, it makes it feel very disorienting. And, you know, it really captures, like, Ko's state of mind. Like, what is happening? Why is Mahiru with a vampire? And then the noise gets louder and louder until everything cuts to white. Knowing when the sound should cut out to also add to the creepiness, like when she just appears behind him. And it also does the thing with, like, the filters where, like, I don't know, this is the kind of post-processing that I like, I guess. Learning something new. So then they have a little conversation for a bit. There's no music, it's just very quiet. Sometimes there's like a gust of wind or something, and it's like, oh, subversion of expectations. Maybe she's actually a nice gal and she's not here to kill me. And then just the, like, well, not even the hard cut, I forgot, because then Ko's, like, voice starts to kind of be like it's pushed into the distance, like is it reverberated or it's muffled? And then just, like, the hard cut on, like, just the blast of noise to the blood red. Is it very subtle? No. But is it cool? And is it vibes? Yes. It's like there's just all these little cues in the sound design that give it this unsettling feeling that, like, oh, even when she's, like, seemingly normal, it's like, no, don't lower your guard just yet. I am definitely not, like, an expert in any of this stuff, so there's probably better ways to talk about it, but god damn it, this series is gonna get me interested in, like, putting more sound design work in my videos, and it'll make the videos better, but it'll make them take longer to make, and that's not good. But it's a good series, and it makes me want to create things. Anyway, I really like where the season is going so far. I will definitely have to rewatch season 1 and see if, like, I don't know if the vibe just clicks with me better now, or if season 2 is actually, like, a step up from season 1 in terms of, like, production. But yeah, it makes me want to create things, and so that's why I'm doing these random little side channel projects, and maybe I can, however many I make, maybe I can compile them into one bigger main channel video or something. I don't know. But yeah, I get too focused on, like, perfectionism and stuff, so giving myself these little outlets where I can just talk about something even if it feels like I don't really know what I'm talking about, I'm just saying words, and then, like, hopefully that'll give me a little more confidence in my main channel writing and editing, and I can try new things and stuff. Yeah. So, tune in next time for whatever the next Call of the Night video is. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, since apparently you're supposed to tell people, but it's at the end of the video again. I gotta work better on call to actions in my main channel videos, but this isn't one of those, and I'm rambling at the end. Bye!